We've, had a process that we've tried over the years to change in some way to see if we could increase the diversity in the department and have different programs and recruiting programs. What we're finding out is that what makes a difference in hiring is sitting down with people as opposed to reading an application or a piece of paper. Sitting down with people and talking about cultural competency as opposed to, where did you go to school? What was your grade point average? Did you work at the movie theater or whatever? You sit down and talk to people. What's your experience with cultural diversity? How tell me about a time that you had to interact with a culture different than yours, and how did you accomplish that? And what's your thought process that goes along with that? And I think what we're seeing is two things. One is that we're actually getting people into the process, into the final interview process once we have a chance to sit down and talk with them, that really much better represent the values and the mission of the department. We're also saying, as an unintended consequence or benefit of that, is that as our staff is involved in doing those interviews, that they're getting a different perspective on those issues as well. And it's not a bad thing to have, a 20-year sergeant that goes into interview, new candidates for police officer, and comes out feeling like, there are people out there that really want my job, really do want to do what I do, and they really have a fresh perspective on what this is, and I think that's helpful for staff. And like I say, I think we're focused on getting the right kind of recruits, and that's one of those brighter lights in the future that I think, again, one of those changes that we're going through that actually will make things better. As we look at, and we've gone through this interview process, one of the challenges is getting people from diverse parts of our community interested in law enforcement. And that's not something that happens when you send out a job posting to say, hey, would you like to be a police officer? You actually have to develop that interest pretty early in life, and there's educational requirements and everything else that you have to have. So it's not as easy as, gee, would you like to give this a try? You have to be pretty committed to it, and reaching out and establishing that kind of interest early on in the community is a real challenge. I think we're seeing more of that as those opportunities become available, and frankly, with the current circumstance, the political situation in the country, I think people are. It's discouraging some people, but I think it really is serving as a motivation for others to say, I'm going to step up. I'm going to change this dynamic.